Hi, my name's Samantha Torres, and I've been a client at Back to Balance for about 2 years. I got introduced to Sky a couple months ago, and at Back to Balance, I've been working on my physical health. I'll do any kind of cleanse, any kind of supplement, I'll take it. But I always knew that there was an emotional aspect to healing. So when Sky told me about the work that she did, I automatically was, yes, sign me up. I was totally ready to get a deeper understanding of my emotional health and self-mastery, and I'm here to tell you about Sky. So I chose to see Sky because I've seen past counselors in my life, and I knew that there was an energetic aspect to emotional healing, being healed once and for all. There are certain traumas and shocks that have happened in my life, and yes, through counseling I could process through that, but I knew I never had the true healing experience that I wanted. So with Sky, within one session with working with her, I was really truly able to process certain events and release certain events that I have been holding on to even through counseling. So I knew that Sky would help me energetically release any ties to certain events, whether it may be just in this life and past lives, in my different energy systems in my body. So I really knew that this healing experience would be like no other, and that's exactly what I got. My experience with Sky was extremely fulfilling and nurturing. I mean, the second that you step into her room, you just feel this calming, nurturing energy, and I mean, you sit down on a couch the entire time, you're super comfortable, and I mean, we are dealing with and talking about, at the time, what felt very dark-rooted traumas and emotions, but she just holds a space for you to be extremely vulnerable and talk about those things, and she's just like, yep, okay, yeah, people go through that. So I felt less alone at the time, and I felt like I could tell Sky anything. And there's certain techniques that we did. We did parts integration healing, timeline therapy, and prana healing. With the parts integration healing, we worked with uniting two parts of myself that felt very pulled apart. I remember telling her that I feel like I'm constantly putting a different mask on with different people, and I can't fully be myself. So we were able to bring these different pieces of me together. We also did timeline therapy, which she got me in a state and took me to times that I first experienced certain traumas or deep-rooted emotions such as anger, frustration, sadness, betrayal, disappointment. Those were a couple of the ones that we worked through and processed. And we also did prana healing. So after the timeline therapy, she would do an energetic prana healing session, which she goes into your energetic body and kind of smooths the rough edges and leaves you feeling so calm and peaceful, and just the words bliss. You just go home and you feel like $1,000,000. So that's my experience with Sky. Yeah, so I definitely feel like this experience working with Sky has completely shifted my life 180 degrees. There's been some experiences after working with Sky that I would have gotten completely triggered, but I was able to look at these events and just have so much compassion and peace for all people, things in the event, and there's definitely things that would have triggered me, and once again I felt compassion, peace, understanding, and I'm definitely able to discern intuitively what's good for me and what does not serve my highest purpose. So I definitely feel like my higher sensory perception has definitely increased, which is one of the things that I wanted to achieve with working with Sky, so we got that. My friends, my family see a shift in me. If you would have known me a couple months ago, you probably would have thought that I really didn't talk much. But I could talk for hours now, and that's another thing we worked on, which is great. So yeah, overall, this experience has completely shifted my life. It's a good question. So I definitely feel like Sky is a completely authentic, nurturing, blissful person. I mean, the second you meet her, she's so happy and so welcoming. I could sit down for hours and talk to her. She's amazing, and she listens. She's so empathic and intuitive. It feels like there was moments where I was trying to tell her, like, what emotion am I feeling? Like, I'm not sure what's going on here, and she says something and I'm like, oh, how'd you know that? It's like you were reading my mind. So she is so on point. She knows exactly what you need and what you're going through. And I have seen other counselors in the past, but Sky just has this blissful, energetic, intuitive aspect to her, and she does so much. She's not just a person that you talk to, she's this person who has a 360 spectrum of true self-mastery and healing, and you could tell that she's done the work herself and knows exactly what she's doing, and she's your girl. I love Sky.